My name is James Ayala, and I'm from the USA, and I am an animal behavioral researcher at the Chengdu Panda base. The first time I saw pandas, it had to have been the pandas that came over that Richard Nixon negotiated. So this is back like in the late 1970s, and I saw them at the National Zoo. At this time, those were the only pandas in the US, so it was this massive craze. I remember going there as a little boy, and the pandas were so far away. But the thing I loved the most was they got a stuffed animal of one of the pandas, and that was one of my favorite toys. You have to remember, at this time in the US, there was no other place to see pandas. And I lived in New York, so my parents, we had to drive down to Washington, D.C., which is like 5 or 6 hours. And I begged my parents so that I could, see those pandas. When I was looking for jobs, the first thing I thought of was why not go to China? Growing up in New York, I actually have a lot of friends that are Chinese, so I knew a bit already about Chinese culture, and I just really wanted to see firsthand what was going on overseas. The fact that I was able to end up working with pandas was just more of a dream come true for me. I've been here 13 years in Chengdu. I've trained a lot of pandas. I'm not sure if I can give a number, probably maybe 50 or 60 pandas at this point. When I first came to China to work in the panda base, I guess I thought they all looked the same, so they must all act the same, and they would all be pretty much so the same. It's really hard to tell them apart. But after spending enough time with them, you can find out that they're very, very different. They have different likes. Some are very gentle, some are very aggressive, some are shy, some are outgoing. And understanding those different personalities is really what's key to giving them the best welfare in captivity. The first time I trained the panda, and the first panda I trained was Melan. The first thing that shocked me was how cool and relaxed he was. Here I am, the stranger, I've never seen him, I've never worked with him before, and he was just awesome. I don't want to use the word friendly, but he was friendly. He was very personable. And then the second panda I tried to train a panda named Kubi, who's a big male. Kubi is I don't want to say mean, but I'm going to say mean. He was the most aggressive and dominant and strong panda I've ever worked with. So that struck me immediately. They look the same, but they have very, very distinct personalities, and you can learn those personalities really quickly just by spending time with them. When people, hear about panda conservation and about the work that goes on in Panda Base, I think they don't realize that we're a team. So I'm really part of a team, and the work that we do here, it's really a close-knit family. So when we do any sort of training, it's not just me, it's me and the keepers, it's me and my partners, and we're all a team, and we have to work insanely close. So that means I end up building ridiculous friendships. When I say ridiculous, I mean we're sweating on each other, we stink, we're horrible and miserable. It's so hot and muggy, and we have to work as a team together. So it's not just the animals, it's the people that do the work behind the scenes. And it really inspired me seeing the work that my colleagues do and made me want to be more of a part of that.